Coming up later on the show, we will see how a talented young woman uses exotic dancing as a great form of exercise and income.
From the BMC studio at Onondaga Community College, this is ONTV Update.
Good afternoon and welcome to ONTV Update. This is Friday, April 23rd. I'm Ryan Gilmore. Today, when people hear exotic dancer, they might think desperation. Instead, I introduce us to someone that defies that and dances how she wants, when she wants, for the love of it. Syracuse local Michaela Wallace is a normal girl with quite a special job.
I am an exotic dancer at Lookers Players Club. I've been working there for a few months and it's been pretty fun. I started working at Lookers because I thought it'd be a fun experience. I wanted to travel and I thought that was the easiest way to do it and the easiest way to make money. It's not for everyone. You have to be a people's person and you have to be comfortable with who you are as a person and be comfortable with other people, I guess.
Despite what many people believe, the pole could be used for much more than dancing. It could be used for workout and exercise. Family friend of Michaela, Jimmy Gilmore, can recognize her hard work.
She's always busy doing something. She doesn't seem to just take time to sit back and relax sometimes. She's always needs to be doing something to distract herself.
But that constant hard work can get stressful over time.
1 week you can have a really, really good week, and 1 week you could have a mediocre week, and 1 week you could wish that you had a 9 to 5. If you're gonna do it because you wanna do it, not because of any other reason. If you feel like this, not even with stripping, anything in life, if you feel like you want to just do something, just do it.
Now those are some wise words to take to heart. Michaela has used her job to pay for traveling expenses to Pennsylvania and New Jersey, but she hopes to grow to international travel. The Pfizer vaccine opened up to anyone 16 years of age or older on April 6th. This caused a small spike in the number of vaccines being administered over the next couple of days, but the spike did not last more than a few days. Later, the number of vaccines administered went down, but not by much. The number went down just enough to get noticed. According to the New England Journal of Medicine, the Moderna COVID vaccine lasts at least 6 months. That doesn't mean that is the limit. It just means at this moment, the vaccine has not been out long enough to know the full effectiveness. There has also been studies that show the vaccine is 90% effective against COVID-19. Coming up later, we will take a look at what events are going on in our community. But first, take a look at a local park that's been polluted for years and its effect on the people around it and what's to expect as the cleanup goes on.
The vast majority of the programs that we have are getting students ready to have skills that will transfer right into being able to go to work.
It's exciting to see that, they're definitely, the jobs are in demand for these different occupations.
Most of this stuff is going to be located right here in Whitney Hall. Certainly applied technology and all our labs are located over here in Whitney Hall. You can just reach out to our school office directly.
I love working at the library. I've been a librarian for many, many years. Love helping students. I love the moment, especially here at OCC, when I'm assisting a student who might be doing research and they're just like, say, I never knew about that. I never knew you could do that. And that's such a great moment because we have such a huge and wonderful amount of resources available to students that many of them don't really know how to access.
Finals are coming up fast, and Coulter Library is ready. We have lots of new computers, several new study rooms, and extended hours for finals review sessions. If you're stressed about that final exam or frantically working to finish that term paper, look no further. Take advantage of our subject resources and prepare for the end of a successful semester here at Coulter Library.
I think OCC is a great choice for students, especially if they're not exactly sure what they want to do. I developed the Geospatial Science and Technology program as a way to introduce students to that world that I discovered, learning how to make maps with a computer, collecting data and analyzing that. And we still have a lot of industry connections, and that's always good for trying to find internships or even full-time employment.
I think working with the students and hearing the stories of how successful students are, and lately I've got a lot of, being able to write letters of recommendations to students that are going on to a next program, and hearing about what they've done at their next school or in their next career move. I think that's, hearing the success stories and really working with the students and getting to know the students. Sometimes my office is a revolving door because students want to come in and talk, which is great. So that's why I'm here.
Living at OCC is a great experience academically and socially. One of my first impressions of OCC is that it was a bigger than normal community college, more like a private school. All the academic resources are within my fingertips. I can go to the library, do homework outside of the dorms, and then come back and have a nice social life without being stressed. Smaller class size allows me to interact with the professor more. OCC also has a great education with an affordable tuition for anybody of any age.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Ryan Gilmore. Here with me today to talk, I have Carly Allen. How's the weather looking for the week?
We had an unfortunate visit by the snow earlier this week, but the cold weather is finally over. According to weather.com, today will be a high of 61 and a low of 41 with a little bit of cloud coverage. The nice weather doesn't stop there with a high of 66 tomorrow and a low of 41 with a small chance of rain during the nighttime. However, the rain will be persistent and follow into Sunday with a 76% chance of showers. Monday through Wednesday will be warm and sunny with 0% chance of rain, so get your flip-flops and shorts out because it's going to be a good couple of days. Summer is right around the corner, and what do people like to do when the weather's nice? They go to the park. Onondaga Lake Park is the perfect place to go when the sun is shining, but the lake is still very much polluted. I take you there to see how it's holding up.
With summer approaching, activities like bike riding, skateboarding, or roller skating are all things done here in Liverpool at Onondaga Lake Park. However, the lake has been polluted for a long time, and there hasn't been much talk about the cleanup. Carol Allen lives close to Onondaga Lake and would love to see it in better condition.
Because I do live pretty much in walking distance of the lake, I would love to be able to come, maybe swim. I do like to fish. And knowing that its history once had a beach and an amusement park, it kind of would be nostalgically nice to have that again in our neighborhood.
Brian Mickenach is a chemistry professor here at OCC who knows a lot about how far along the lake cleanup is and what that means for us.
The industrialization of Syracuse that led to the pollution of Onondaga Lake really started like over a century ago. And so it's had a big impact. Liverpool and the people who live there, Liverpoolians, so they actually used to run, more of a kind of touristy type of thing because the lake was actually a tourist place, and that has completely disappeared, and Liverpool's a very different community as a result of that.
Tons of mercury, small metals, and sewage resides in Onondaga Lake Park. Not only does this affect who lives around the park, but who lives in it as well. Would you like to swim in this?
But there are things that have really, changed the character of the lake. There used to be a type of lake trout that was unique to Onondaga Lake that people used to fish for and used to send down to other communities and even New York City because it was considered very tasty. And that fish is completely extinct. It doesn't exist anymore. And so the lake, if you look at like a big animal like a lake trout, and think about all the other smaller animals that feed into it, that lake has completely been changed. And there's not at all the lake that would, if you came here 200 years ago and looked at Onondaga Lake, you wouldn't recognize it today.
The cleanup is an expensive multi-step process, but any cleanup is a positive one. The last steps will be the design and the look of the park, and ultimately it will be up to the community of Liverpool.
Archery, bocce ball, canoeing, kayaking, fishing, and BMX are all some of the activities that the park offers. The park is open daily 6 a.m. to 9:15 p.m. Visit OnondagaCountyParks.com for more information. Back to you, Ryan.
Coming up later, we take an inside look on how we can improve online learning. But first, we see how sports affects your mental health and how it helps students with their stress and anxiety during the pandemic.
To my knowledge, every single person that's teaching in the program is still presently actively working in the field. Every single one of these professors is an expert in their craft. If it wasn't for this department, if it wasn't for people like Mark Ballard or Mike Kaminsky or Magic on the radio side of things, 0 Point and myself, I wouldn't be where I am today.
In the sound recording program, I was asked to develop 4 courses and teach those 4 courses based in studio recording. So learning the basics of microphones and interface boxes and computer software and cabling and all that, and the process of just tracking musical performances and then mixing them. It gives those students who are interested in sound a little bit more of a broader education in how we can apply sound recording.
My classes aren't too bad. As a business major, they're kind of difficult, so I can always come here and get some help, or if I have any questions about my student profile or anything about that, there's always help here. They took me through like the list of options of courses that I could choose, and I picked the best ones that I think were suited for me. Honestly, without OCC and the help of the Student Center, I just wouldn't really be where I am today.
The School of Art, Design, Media, and Music is the best school.
So there's architecture and interior design. There is broadcast media and communications. There is art, photography, and music and sound recording.
We're a little different. We're very artistic, we're very creative.
A lot of the school is about advising, transfer, career building, and community, like having a place for people to go.
My favorite part about teaching criminal justice is the conversations I end up in with my students. We are talking about tough stuff, justice and fairness. What's different here than other places? The commitment of the faculty and staff in leading students towards their goals.
So Career Services does a variety of different things. We help students from day one, so exploring options within majors or careers, we help with that. We help with guiding them anything that they need throughout their schooling here, so helping them get job shadows and informational interviews, internships, volunteer experience, and then ultimately helping them for whatever's after OCC.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Barbara Duracha. With the pandemic going on, it has made it difficult for students to do sports and join clubs here on campus. Michael Boris is the athletic director here at OCC, and he says sports can help students in many different ways.
I think sports, athletics overall can improve a student or a person's mental health. There's a lot of reasons for that. I think exercise helps promote helps reduce stress.
He says doing sports can help improve learning ability.
I have found that over my years and my career working in college athletics that our student athletes tend to do better when they are in season.
Doing sports improves team building skills and teamwork, which can also help reduce anxiety.
It also helps to be a part of a team that's student focused, and our coaches are offering support and encouragement to make sure that they are students first.
Amy Klein is a professor in the Health and Physical Education department, and she says sports can help students evolve in different ways.
Socialization is a huge part of sport. Students or student athletes bond with each other and relationships grow, and that's really important.
According to Advent Health, staying emotionally and mentally stimulated is extremely important. But what about physically?
When people work out, they're more productive. When we don't do things, we lose productivity. So it definitely increases productivity and motivation.
According to Advent Health, there are a lot of ways students can build motivation and find something to help them relax when stressed out, such as sports or joining a club. From Cultural Library, Barbara DiRoccia, ONTV Update. During the coming up fall semester, sports and clubs will be coming back on campus, and more students will be able to play sports, join a club, or start a club. This would help students to be more relaxed and do more physical activities. During the April 22nd basketball game, New Orleans Pelicans versus Orlando Magic, the Pelicans won the game with a score of 135-100. Brandon Ingram was the MVP player for the Pelicans during the game, scoring 29 points for the team. During the April 22nd basketball game, Phoenix Suns versus Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics won the game with a score of 99-86. Kemba Walker was the MVP player for the Celtics during the game, scoring 32 points for the team. So Ryan, are you looking forward to any of the upcoming game?
Yeah, actually, I'm looking forward to the Celtics and the Nets game going on tonight.
Okay.
Later, we talk about some events coming up in Syracuse this week that are absolutely free. But first, with online learning becoming increasingly popular, how do students deal with resources not being at their fingertips? Right after the break, how online learning can be improved. We'll be right back with ONTV Update.
Look at what's happened here with COVID. Look at how you've seen other schools where infection rates have been very high, and here they've been extremely low. That's because the students here are really dedicated to doing the right thing and to learn and work toward that degree and work toward a better life through higher education. I think a community college is the perfect answer to everyone's educational needs.
One thing that I love about my job is the people here at OCC. Students definitely need assistance with career exploration, and that's one of our expertise. So making sure that the students know what they want to do and any way that we can support it. I love working with the students. I love working with the faculty and staff. I like that every day is a little bit different.
Recently, the college has developed a new sound recording program, and we partnered with the music department. And 4 of the courses in that program are offered through the BNC program. EMC 225 and 226 focus on live sound reinforcement and recording. So a lot of students who are interested in if they have a band or if they perform live, what's the best way to get their sound to be optimized for their audience?
This can be in any major. They can have disabilities. I have students who do have disabilities and work with another department in addition to me. I have students who are veterans. I have students that work full-time. And I'm just a source of assistance for them to get them through the college process, that's all.
Everybody like on the edge of their seats yelling. People want to see you do good. People actually coming out to watch me play. So definitely give me an incentive to play hard, get some buckets. I guess it's one of the top JUCOs in the country. This is a good program to get your name out there. I like to go by like the sky is the limit. Like you could do anything you put your mind to. Like I didn't really know I was gonna break a record. I just kind of figured like if I was to put all in the work in, you could do anything that you put your mind to. If you're gonna work hard or something, just give it your all.
Because we're a two-year school, you're going to play right away. As a freshman, you're going to get pretty good parts, and as a sophomore, you're going to have all the best stuff. We have a lot of non-majors involved, and they can play in ensembles, they can take lessons, they can take music classes. They really could do all the music major things. There are no barriers to that. We have great equipment, we have great facilities. It's a lot of fun to be here. There's a lot of energy, and we do a lot of performing, which makes everybody kind of energetic and working towards those goals together, and it makes it a lot of fun.
Niagara University transfer admissions are happening here on campus on April 27th. Come speak with the university spokesperson about how to apply or to learn about the opportunities after OCC. They will be there from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the Gordon Student Center. You can also check out the Reach Protection Connection, also happening in the Student Gordon Center on April 28th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Here, you could get advice on sexual health and safety. Lastly, on May 4th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., AmeriCube Bank will be visiting us at the Gordon Center to teach and guide students through the process of banking. If you love money, and who doesn't, you don't want to miss out on that. Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Ryan Gilmore. With the fall semester coming up, many classes will still be held online. According to education.com, more than 30% of students are taking at least one online class. Isaac Donath takes us on an inside look of how online learning can be improved for the future.
Due to COVID-19, many were pushed to being off campuses and forced to go online. Jake Michelle was one master's student and teacher who went through this. Because online learning is becoming the future, Jake saw some of the problems students will face.
Or take like a science lab. A university host a science lab is like not a free thing. It costs like $100,000 to $200,000. So how do you, in an online format, have access into this science lab?
Tim Sock, an assistant professor who works in the library, discusses some of the ways that college libraries are trying to do more to help out online students.
So recently we are talking about maybe starting a chat service. That was a temporary service during the COVID time that we had an online chat so students can chat with us. But now we are trying to make it into a regular service right now as of this semester, maybe next semester, so we can still communicate with the students like that.
One big problem that students run into many times with online learning is that books are expensive and hard to come by. So they miss out on that opportunity when they don't have access to a college library. But many college libraries right now are actually moving much of their material to online to help students out wherever they are, including when they're at home.
I think there's a challenge to train students into qualities of independence, entrepreneurship, and self-motivation, right? Those aren't just three of the same terms, but they're nuanced terms that I think get at what is required around online education.
Hopefully online learning will be improved for the future generations. Michelle Household, Isaac Donath, ONTV Update.
If you are a college student at OCC and need any college books or instructional videos to help you, the library has been updating its online collection to help you out. With May almost here, graduation is right around the corner. The commencement itself is going to be held on Saturday, May 15th. All students at OCC who are graduating need to fill out an RSVP form. On the day of graduation, graduates are going to have a photo ID. On top of that, they will need proof that they have a negative COVID test within 3 days before the ceremony, proof that they have been vaccinated, or proof that they have had a positive COVID test in the past 90 days. On top of all of this, each graduate is only allowed to bring 2 guests with them. Due to local guidelines, plans have not been finalized, so keep checking your student email for more details. Carly is back now with the weekend forecast. Carly, how's it look?
Well, Ryan, today's a nice upgrade from earlier this week, and the sunny weather will continue into tomorrow, being partly cloudy with a high of 66, but be put to a halt on Sunday when the rain pays us a visit, with a high of 56 and a chilly low of 38. Good news for the gardeners, bad news for the sun worshippers.
Thank you for watching ONTV Update. Be sure to tune in for our last 2 shows of the semester. Our very last show is on May 7th.